I don't know what I know and don't know about the DPRK, but the latest Johnny Harris video actually makes me like spin my head a bit. I know everyone has like conflicting feelings on him, but I like his videos to an extent. Like, I'm always on the back foot after that Tom Nicholas video. I'm always like, interesting. But I always feel like, he has really good high production quality, and I do think he knows what he's talking about most of the time. But this last DPRK video, I'm just like, okay, fine. I don't really know a lot of things about the DPRK. Like, I'm just like, okay, fine, cool. Like, what do you think is happening there? Like, let's find out. Let me watch this little video. I'm always intrigued. Let's see what you have to say, because I feel like he tries to get to the like root of things. We get to this point in the video where he just starts going on about like prison camps, and I'm like, fair enough, fair enough. That is something that a lot of people think about the DPRK. But then I'm like, where are your sources? Because I feel like one of the main thing about the West and the way the West like talks about the DPRK is just like, where are our sources? Like, what do we actually know, and what are you referencing in the like terms of like what you're telling other people? Because that video that he made has 1.2 million views. Like, you cannot just be chatting shit if you are giving information with like straight up facts. Like, it's not like a maybe. Bro, you cannot, like, what the fuck, where are the facts? And I'm like, Johnny Harris is not somebody who doesn't give his sources. So I'm like, okay, fine, let me go into his little description, let's see where he puts his sources. It's in like a Google Docs. I open it up and I'm like clicking through, especially the stuff about the prison camps. That's what I'm like more interested in than like anything else. I'm like, okay, where are you getting this information? And it's all defector testimony. And I'm like, something that we know quite like clearly about defectors in South Korea specifically is that there's like a huge grift, right? The South Korean, North Korean defector grift is a huge thing. We know that. We know that. Like, that's not something that's like undocumented. That's like fact. Not every single like defector is on the grift, and not every single defector who says something bad is a grifter. But like, we know that exists, right? So if you're like putting in sources that are like Korean government own, like run news agencies from testimonies from defectors as your source as to what's happening in North Korea, it's like, bro, like, you can't make that video and not at any point disclaim the defector thing. I don't know what I do and don't know, which is why I went and looked at those sources. But what I do know is that the grift exists. So it's so fucking dangerous to say that at this point in history about North Korea without having like actual good sources. I'm like, not saying that there aren't any. I'm not saying that there aren't any. But when all of them, at the end of the day, comes down to some sort of witness testimony and there's like no facts, like the satellite images that he uses in that video, fine. But just defector testimony, we're only going off of that as to what's happening in North Korea. I'm sorry, but that's not a fact. Especially when we know the grift exists.